Welcome to the Queen's Lair, a lifestyle podcast. Get inspired by our latest tips and information about small business, entrepreneurship, natural hair, travel, food, and even relationships. Stay tuned for another great episode. I am your host, Renee Patrice. Welcome back to my podcast, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in once again. Listen, the voice is starting to go. I've been doing a lot of batch recording for my podcast and some other projects, and my voice is starting to dry out. It's really crazy. But I wanted to catch up on these podcasts and, keep pumping this information out. I'm definitely challenging myself to have 31 episodes this month. I am trying to bring my podcast into the daily world. And I know that is so tough to do because literally you have to come up with, 30 or 31, subject areas. So it's definitely a challenge, but I'm going to do it. So here we are. All right. So one of the things that I got an email on was, and please keep the emails coming. I'm sorting through them just so that people know I really do read my emails. I'm sorting through them. A lot of the emails that I get are repeats of things that I've already done. Well, not repeats, but are things that I've already covered on my podcast. So I will be sure to send those people links to that particular episode that I covered that subject matter, because people ask about the same things quite frequently. So I will send you the link to that particular episode so that you can go back and listen to it. But there are and have been a handful of new things. So I wanted to go through that. All right. So this was something that individual asked, and they said that they were talking to a potential business partner about, and that is, how do you develop your brand identity? What's the action plan for developing your brand identity? And you know what? This can go a lot of directions, but one thing that I have found is that when you're developing a brand, really what you want to do is try to think of something that you can fix in the community. Find a pain point of what people complain about all the time, and that will be your as seen on TV, product, right? Or you exist, people that have services like myself, you exist because people just may not have the time. There's no services that I do within my business that people can't do for themselves. Just like doing your hair, your nails, whatever. All of us can do those things for ourselves, but we go out to get somebody else to do it because we don't want to do it, or we don't have the time to do it, or you would rather have someone who is a licensed expert at doing it, right? So definitely, when you're starting your action plan, make sure that you identify those elements that you would like to build on. Make sure that your brand becomes strong. Make sure that you fill in all of those holes. So one of the things that I felt with my brand was lacking was I was lacking this marketing piece. It was like a key that I just couldn't find to unlock this one section of my business. So I decided to go back to school last year. Some of you can know if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, or folks that may be new. Maybe this is your first episode. I actually went back to school. If people don't know, I graduated from college over 25 years ago, and I still decided to go back to school specifically for marketing. I was only looking for a simple marketing course to kind of refresh, and I ended up finding an entire program, a diploma program that I ended up taking. It was 6 classes, and it was phenomenal because it taught me so much, that I did not know from the more formal view. You have a lot of home chefs that cook amazing and they have great cuisine, but when you go to culinary culinary school, you learn another level of the business that you may not have learned being a home chef. Nothing wrong with being a home chef. But when you go to culinary school, you learn those other nuances that you otherwise probably would not have learned if you did not go to culinary school. So sometimes we may be very good at doing something, and then when you go to the formal you attend the formal classes and become certified, then you learn a little bit more from the professional side. So that's what I did, because I felt like marketing was kind of a thing that was a little bit of a bugbear for me, So I said, all right, let me do this marketing course. I didn't know if I was going to have time. And I'm just like, wow, I really have to juggle a schedule to do this, my clients, all of that stuff. But I did it. I completed it. It took, I don't know how long the classes were. I think it was 6 or 7 months to complete the classes. And I finished last October. Done, graduated, amazing. And it has helped my business tremendously. It has actually opened up more doors for me with other opportunities and working, and collabing with other brands. So it has been wonderful. So find the opportunity to actually build your brand. Find those missing pieces and strengthen them up, right? This is part of your action plan. The second thing is, what sort of resources do you have? What sort of resources do you have access to? I knew that I could do classes online. Of course, everybody was doing classes online, especially last year and in 2020 because of the pandemic. So I said, you know what? This entire course is online, all 6 classes. And I can complete things day by day. I had some days were heavier than others and other days were a little bit lighter, but I tell you, I kept up with it and it happened. So I researched those different resources out there, and I started to really think of what I could do to fill in those holes, to get that. And really, it was an action plan to shore up my business more than it was in the past, right? So definitely Google. As I say all the time, Google is your friend. Anything that you want to know, just ask that question, not only in your head, but type it into Google, and you will find so much information. And it will also lead you to professionals that can further help you. People find me by Google all the time. People say, oh, I saw an ad for you, for Onyx Queen Media, or, the Queen's Lair, or whatever the case may be. Listen, use Google to your advantage. It's free. If Google's not your thing, you're on Yahoo, whatever it is. Search engines. Google is probably the most used search engine out there. Search in Google, and also you can treat YouTube as a search engine as well. Anything that you want to know, you can type it into YouTube and there's probably going to be a video for it. But like I said, once you do that and get that information, if you want to formalize what it is that you're learning, seek out some of these local colleges or, organizations that may have classes that can certify you on whatever these things that you're trying to do. There's so many resources out there, but you have to identify them. Go out and research. Well, go out of your way and research to see what is out there. Okay? Now, put together, there's really a big thing about intentions, writing things down. And I think I actually did a podcast about this not too long ago, of being intentional about writing down what it is that you want to do. Be very specific about what it is that you are trying to do within your business, personal, whatever it is. Be very specific and write it down. So take those necessary steps, right, to write down the specific actions that you are going to take to create your brand, right? So, number 1, follow the opportunities, okay? What kind of opportunities do I have to build my brand? What type of opportunities? What missing elements are there that I can strengthen? right? Then make sure that you do the work. Start thinking about the resources that you can tap into to get your action plan up and running. And then finally, be intentional about writing those steps down and be very specific. Because you want particular outcomes, be very specific of what it is that you want for the brand, who are you going to serve, all of those different things. Once you start to get that's like laying the foundation, right? Once you start laying that foundation, I promise you, you will be on your way to starting to identify the action plan to develop your brand identity. That's all I have for you today. You can find me on social media. I am at Onyx Queen Media on all socials, but my Instagram is where I'm the most active. If you want to email me, keep the emails coming. I'm sorting through them, and I'm going through the emails of new things that I haven't spoken about before. But if I have spoken about the subject matter already, I will be sure to send you a link to the podcast episode of that particular thing that I've already covered. So you will know, if you may, a lot of people that are emailing me are kind of new, so they haven't listened to my show before, so they may not know that I've covered particular subject areas already. So I'll make sure to send you a link to those. And then for the new stuff, because I am sifting through the emails and I am finding some new subjects, I will definitely cover them and do an episode to give you some tips for the things that you want to know. All right. So if you want to email me, hello@onyxqueenmedia.com. I'll talk to you soon, you guys. Bye. Online savings simplified. Don't search for coupon codes ever again. With one click, Honey's smart shopping assistant will automatically apply discounts to your cart in seconds. Save on all your favorite things. Easily pay less for products you're already buying online. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Join Honey for free. It takes 2 clicks to add Honey to your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, or Opera browser. Find savings in seconds. While you shop, Honey will find working promo codes across the entire internet, and you save instantly. With one click, Honey will apply the best deals to your cart. It's that easy. So what are you waiting for? Get Honey. Download it today. Visit our link, www.tinyurl.com/ONYXHONEY. That's www.tinyurl.com/Onyx Honey. Start saving right now.